Welcome back to Nelicious Kitchen. I hope you all had a great week. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make baked ziti. Here I have ricotta cheese. I have mozzarella cheese, 2 packs of mozzarella cheese. I have a bow tie pasta. You can use penny pasta or any other short pasta, but I love to use bow tie pasta, and ronzoni is one of my favorite pastas to cook. I have parmesan cheese, diced tomatoes, spaghetti sauce, canola oil, nut cube for seasoning. I have crushed pepper, Italian seasoning, oregano, ground pepper. I have 1 onion. I have garlic. I have fresh parsley. I have 1 teaspoon of salt, and I also have my ground beef. So now I'm going to turn on the stove so we can brown the ground beef. Before we start with browning the beef, the chopped beef, I'm going to chop up my onions. My hands are clean. My hands are already washed. I'm chopping up my onion. After chopping up my onion, I'm going to chop up my fresh garlic. Now my onion is all chopped up. The next thing I'm going to chop up is my garlic. Here I have my fresh garlic. I'm going to chop it up. I have to be careful because this knife is very sharp. I'm chopping up my garlic to saute my chopped beef. So sorry, this chopping board is making so much noise. I think it's doing that because it's made out of glass. Still chopping up my garlic. Now I'm going to turn on my stove. Now that my garlic and my onions are all chopped up, I'm going to turn my stove on, and I'll be heating up like 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm using canola oil. You can use any kind of oil you like. If you like olive oil, vegetable oil, you can use any kind of oil that you like. I'm going to heat up my oil a little bit so I can fry my onion and garlic before I toss my ground beef in the pot. I'm just going to heat it up for like 30 seconds to 40 seconds because there's not a lot of oil in here for me to heat for a very long time. I have it on low heat. So now I'm going to toss my onion, my chopped onion into the pot, my chopped garlic I also tossed it into the pot, and I'm going to keep turning it until the onions is fried. When the onions is fried, then I'm going to toss my ground beef in the pot. I'm frying my onion and garlic so the smell can fill up the whole house. I can smell it. The onion is getting there. It's almost getting cooked. Oh. I'm getting hungry right now. I'm going to still turn the onion for a little bit before I toss my chopped beef into the pot. It's already getting mouth-watering in here already, and the ziti is not ready. Now I'm going to toss my ground beef in the pot. Here I have about 1 pound of ground beef. Some people call it ground beef, some call it chopped beef. They are all the same thing. Now I'm going to keep breaking up my chopped meat until it's brown. Now I'm going to put in my seasoning. I have my nut cube. I like to season with nut cube, but you can use any kind of cube, any kind of seasoning that you're comfortable with. I am comfortable with nut cube. I like my food spicy. I'm going to put some crushed pepper, maybe like half teaspoon of crushed pepper. Some Italian seasoning, like another half teaspoon of Italian seasoning. One teaspoon of salt. I don't like to cook with a lot of salt. Some oregano, dried oregano. And some black pepper. So now that I have all my seasoning in, I'm going to keep turning and breaking up the chopped meat until it's brown. Keep breaking up and turning it until it's brown. We're getting there, but we're not there yet. At the end of this video, don't forget, I'm going to leave my recipe at the end of this video, and I'm going to leave a list of all the ingredients just in case you want to try my recipe. You'll find the recipe at the bottom. After you try the recipe, please leave me a message so that I know what you think and how you made out with my recipe. I promise you it's going to be one of the best recipes you have ever tried. Keep turning it, keep breaking up the chopped meat because we don't want them in lumps until it's brown. I'm going to keep turning it and cook it for 5 minutes. We're getting there. It's almost brown. We're gonna cook for a little bit more, maybe like 2 to 3 minutes before we put our spaghetti sauce and diced tomato in. If you have any liquid in it, after browning, you can toss the liquid, but I don't think I'm gonna have any liquid to dump after browning. So now that my chopped meat is brown, I'm gonna toss my sauce in. I have spaghetti sauce, homemade pasta sauce. This is meat flavored, and I also have diced tomatoes. So I'm gonna start by tossing my spaghetti sauce in. Then I'll open my diced tomatoes and I'll dump the water in the sink because I don't want too much water in my cooking. So now that I've dumped my water in the sink, I'm going to toss my diced tomato in the pot. I'm going to turn it, cover it, and let it cook for another 5 minutes. Turn it very well so that all the ingredients you have in here evens out. It looks yummy already. This is mouth-watering, even though the ziti is not ready. I hope you all feel the same way that I feel. It's mouth-watering already. I'm salivating. I can't wait for it to be ready. Oh, this looks so yummy. So now, I'm going to cover the pot and let it cook and simmer for 5 minutes while I get my pasta water ready. I still have it on low heat, don't forget. So now I'm going to turn the water for the pasta on. I'm going to put a little bit of oil so that the pasta does not stick. And I'm going to cover it and bring it to a boiling point before I put my pasta in. So now I'm going to come back after the water boils to put our pasta in. Meanwhile, the sauce is still cooking. It's going to cook for another 5 minutes. So we'll come back in 5 minutes to check the sauce and also to check the water if it's ready to receive the pasta. Now we are back. Let's see what our sauce looks like. Oh, this sauce looks like the perfect sauce. So now the sauce is ready. I'm going to turn it off, let it simmer while I get the pasta ready. So now I'm going to turn off the stove and let it sit. Now let's check the water. Okay, the water is boiling now. It's already at boiling point. I'm going to be using 1.5 box of bow tie pasta. This is half a box. And this is a full box. Now we're going to be cooking this pasta uncovered. We're going to turn from time to time. I will be cooking it for 10 minutes because I don't want it to be overcooked, because we're still going to bake the ziti in the oven for another 25 to 30 minutes. I'm going to put in my 1 teaspoon of salt. So we're going to let it boil for a little bit and just keep turning it from time to time. We're going to leave it open, uncovered. So while my pasta is cooking, I'm going to chop up my fresh parsley. So now I'm going to chop up my fresh parsley. You have to be careful with all this knife. This knife is so sharp. You almost got me. Fresh parsley. Wow, it smells so good. Like it just came from the farm. Still chopping up my parsley. I'm gonna go over it one more time. So now my parsley is all chopped up. While we're still waiting for the pasta, I'm gonna start combining my cheese in the bowl. I forgot to tell you about my eggs. When combining your cheese, you can use eggs, but it's optional. I like to combine with eggs. So I'm gonna start with my ricotta cheese. Now I'm gonna toss my ricotta cheese in the bowl. Ricotta cheese, 1 pack of mozzarella cheese, I'm gonna use half a cup of parmesan cheese. Two eggs. And I'm going to add some Italian seasoning to it. Just a little bit, because my sauce is well seasoned already, so I don't need much seasoning anymore. And I'm also going to toss my parsley, my chopped up parsley, in my cheese combination. Now I'm going to mix them together. I'm going to keep turning while I'm waiting for my pasta to cook. My pasta should be cooking for another 4 to 5 minutes. Just going to keep turning until I get all the cheese together and all the ingredients together. Just keep turning. Just keep turning. I think think the cheese is okay. I think all the ingredients evened out. So I'm going to go back to see what is going on with my pasta. Yeah. The pasta is still boiling. It's not ready yet. We're going to boil for another 2 to 4 minutes before we drain it out. So while we are waiting for the pasta to cook, I'm going to turn on my stove. I will be baking the ziti with 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to start preheating the oven while the pasta is still cooking. So now my oven is turned on. It's on 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's warming up. Okay, so now let's see what is going on with the pasta. Yeah, the pasta is cooked. Pasta is cooked. We cooked it for 10 minutes. So now I'm going to turn the stove off and I'm going to drain it. Receive the ziti. So now I'm going to rinse the pasta out a little bit with some cold water before I get it together to go in the oven. Okay, so it's going to sit here and drain. And now I have the pasta drained. I drained the water from the pasta, so I have the pasta sitting here. I still have a little bit of water in it that I want to drain. So I'm going to turn my cheese a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit more of Italian seasoning and turn a little bit more before I mix my cheese combination with my pasta. I hope you all are having fun watching Nenelicious Kitchen, your favorite kitchen. I'll keep turning until I'm ready to mix my pasta with the cheese combination. I'm also working on my e-recipe book because some of my subscribers and some of my viewers have been asking me to come out with a recipe book. So I'm working on my recipe book. As soon as my recipe book is ready, I'm going to keep you all posted. So please, for those of you that haven't hit the thumbs up button, the subscribe button, don't forget to hit it so that you'll be notified when my e-recipe book comes out. And also, if there's any recipe you would like me to put out there, just shoot me a message in my comment section and I'll put it together for you guys. Okay, so now I'm going to toss my pasta in the cheese combination. Tossing my pasta in here. I'm going to mix it before I start laying them in the tray. So don't forget, I have 3 kinds of cheese here. I have ricotta cheese, I have mozzarella cheese, I also have parmesan cheese. Mozzarella happens to be one of my favorite cheese. So I'm going to keep turning until I get all the ingredients, all the cheese in. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. Don't forget, I'm going to have a list of the ingredients at the bottom of this video. Please do try this recipe and let me know how it comes out. This is going to be one of the best ziti recipe you have ever tried. I promise you, you won't regret trying this recipe from Nenelicious Kitchen. So I'm still turning. I still have a lot of cheese at the bottom. I like my pasta, I like my ziti and my lasagna to really be cheesy. Still turning until I get everything together. This looks good already. I think it's almost ready to go in the pan. This looks rich. So now I'm going to start transferring into the pan. Here is my pan for baking. I also have my sauce here. I also have an extra pack of mozzarella cheese that is going to go in the pan. So I'm going to have 2 layers. I will start by, I'm going to have 2 layers. I'm going to start by putting some sauce in the pan. This sauce looks very rich, very rich. Please let me know if you would like some of this ziti. I could FedEx it or UPS it to you, because some of my subscribers and some of my viewers have been asking me to FedEx them some of my dishes. So I'll be very glad to FedEx this one to you too. So now I'm going to toss in half of this pasta and cheese in the pan. This is coming out really good. This is mouth-watering already, even though it's not baked. Now I have half of the pasta in here. I'm going to spread it out. I'm going to even it out in the pan before I add more sauce to it. Okay, so now I'm going to add more sauce. This is yummy. It looks so yummy. So now I'm going to put the remaining half in the pan. Put it in the pan, and I'm also going to spread it out. So I'm going to even it out in the pan. So now I'm going to add more sauce before I add my remaining mozzarella cheese to it. Wow, this looks so yummy, fantastic. Please, if you have not shared my video to your family and friends, please, after this recipe, don't forget to share my videos. So now I still have a pack of mozzarella cheese. I'm going to toss it in the pan before I put it in the oven to bake. Now the ziti is ready to go in the oven. I will be baking the ziti for 25 to 30 minutes. I hope you all enjoyed the process of this ziti. So now let's wait, watch it cook. So now I'm gonna put the ziti in the oven. I'm gonna bake it without covering it. It's gonna bake in here for 25 to 30 minutes. We can see the ziti through the oven. It's almost ready, so it's gonna sit in the oven for another 2 to 3 minutes before it's ready for dinner. Now we're gonna check on the ziti and see what's going on here. Okay, the ziti is ready. So I'm gonna so rich. So I'm gonna turn off the oven. I hope you all enjoyed watching the process of making this ziti. So now ziti is ready for dinner. I'm gonna cut it up so that we see what it came out like and what it tastes like. I'm gonna taste it and let you know how it made out. So now we're going to try the lasagna. The lasagna is ready. So still hot. Wow. This lasagna, this ziti looks very rich and delicious. I'm sorry I made a mistake. I said lasagna. Let me taste it. It's fantastic. It's very rich. This is the best ziti I have made so far. Guys, please don't forget to try my recipe and leave me a comment in the comment section so I know how you came out with this recipe. Thank you so much guys for watching. I hope to see you soon. Don't forget, watch out for my e-recipe book, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. If you haven't shared my video, please don't forget to share my video. Thank you so much. Have a good night.